Hey guys, I'm here in my studio with Erica. So we're playing around a little bit. I was actually telling her that I get a lot of comments about where to place the backlight, or that it looks weird the way I place it, or whatever, they're questioning it. And we were just setting something up, and the backlight's kind of in a weird spot, so I thought I'd talk about it. So we're just doing kind of a nice clean, like you might put on like a social media type headshot here. I've got my small Chimera, or extra small Chimera I should say, up here in the front, kind of coming across. Now normally I might do directly in the center, but I want to add a little texture to this. Erica's got a good, jawline, so she can handle it. You can handle it. We got the Brooklyn reflector over here, a little silver Brooklyn reflector, kicking back a little light for some specularity, because she has a nice shine to her skin, because she does excellent makeup.
Love the highlight.
Yeah, and yeah, the hair light, which is kind of what we're gonna talk about. So I've got another A1 back here, and actually, if I'm standing here, so you can see me, it's pointed directly at me. So you can see, it's not pointed at her at all. The reason why is because if I point the light directly at her, I've got this hard light source, and it could potentially hit her too much in the face. Even with the feather, I might get a little on her nose if she turns too far, but a direct hard light source is gonna, remember, hair is shiny, her makeup, as we just mentioned, is shiny, so any specular or small light source is gonna hit that thing and like explode and just look not good. So we wanna like hit it more gradually. A lot of times I would put a hair light over here and face it more this way, which also can work, but I wanted this one to look a little different, a little more natural, almost like it's not there at all. She has like this, nice, beautiful brown hair with like the kind of highlights at the bottom, and I want to accentuate that without making it look lit. So I'm just catching the feather, and of course, as a bonus, it's hitting the wall a little bit too, so my wall doesn't go too dark, because if you can look at this angle here, the angle of the light here is going to not really hit the wall. So if I eliminate the light in the space, my wall is going to be super dark. This way it's going to be light gray-ish. So let's take a look. I've got the Canon here with the 85. The sun's coming in and out, but I am set at f4 at 250, so that should eliminate, I'll just turn off the flash for a second, should eliminate most, if not all, of the light in the space. I'm doing kind of one of these like tight horizontals, because that's how I like to shoot, tight and horizontal. All right, so that's a black frame, so we got that. So I don't want to like, as far as like where I am with the camera, you can see I'm pretty much at eye level. I may be a smidge below. I don't want to be shooting down at her. I don't want to be shooting up at her for this. This is a nice, clean portrait, so I want to be on level with her. I'm not trying to make any bold statement with the position of my camera. Sometimes you do that, but not today. So, okay, let's see what we got. We're set at a 4, I should say, at 250. Let me take a quick peek at it. And we can see we have nice, clean light across her face. Plenty of sharpness at 5.6. You've got some, you can actually see the specular highlight from the reflector. And you can see the nice subtlety to the hair light. It's just barely kissing it. In fact, let's just see for a second, guys. Number one, I'm gonna do this so I can make sure things are sharp. I'm going to just fire the hair light if I can figure out how to do that. I think that's in C. And we should see that it's going to just give us a little bit of light. See? It's just kind of cutting her out. You can see it just hitting right here. Because remember, with no light at all, okay, the shot is the black. So any of this light, so all the subtlety on the hair is coming from our hair light. It's very subtle. I could turn it up, obviously. But look, also it's bouncing off my key light and creating some light over here, which is also kind of nice. So let me, just for the heck of it, let's turn it up a smidge, shall we? By smidge, I say one full stop, because why not? I also want it to really make a difference, so there we go. So if you want even more, which is actually kind of nice. That is actually kind of nice. And let's see what it looks like with the key light kicked into. I might like that better. See that? Good thing we're playing. Good. We'll take a peek. Oh yeah, there we go. Now we can actually see that her hair has beautiful like depth and layers to it. Huh. Your hair has beautiful depth and layers.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, here we go. So some pretty shots. Good. Pretty. So depending on how you want to work this, sometimes if you're this close and people are in the subject's moving, you can, if you have a ball head like I do, you can actually keep it loose. That's one way to do it. I just come in, I put my focus spot on her eye each time, refocus, and I just come in and do it. Now I am doing the thing where I'm giving her a haircut, which I actually like. I get that question. It's popularized by TV and movies, this kind of like chopping off the top of part of their head. And that whole, like, if you read in the 1970s, like How to Take Portraits book, and they're like, you won't know if they have hair. Yeah, I'm not sure I believe that. I think it's pretty obvious that the top of her head is still there. either way. So I'm just firing through, taking some shots. These are recycling pretty fast, so hopefully I'm not missing any shots. Nope, looks good. Good. Using the A1s today because that's what I have out. Oh, we got a little ambient light coming in. Now I'm curious, the light is coming in from the background. It's probably gonna affect our shot, but I gotta tell you, I cheated a little bit. I don't even think I told Erica this. I'm a cheater. One reason why I put the reflector here is for exactly that reason. Hey, Fernando. The reflector is actually blocking any ambient light that might come in. So, yeah, I'm cheating. See that? That's how I do it. Nobody had to know. Giving away all my secrets. All right, now that's what I do. Oh, she's the thinker there. That looks nice. Yeah, nice and clean. So, probably less hands for this. I don't know if you can see me in this camera. I wouldn't use, I'm gonna get the comment right now, stop blocking Erica. I can already feel it. If it's such a close shot, I wouldn't really use so many hands because you're gonna cut her off at weird places, so maybe no hands for this. Look, Ma, no hands. I think is gonna be cleaner. And we can see the ambient light's blazing now, and it's still not really affecting her because, you know, chin up a little bit towards the light to clean up the under the eyes. Good, like that. Perfect. Good. Nice. Good. So that is nice and clean. We can see the position of the hair light's really interesting. Again, if you did want to keep her chin down and away from the light, remember that we could always move our reflector to a different position if need be. But I like it like this. We don't want too many cards. Let's add one more card. Because remember, you get paid by the number of reflectors. We can actually add a reflector here too. We just have to make sure it's doing something. There we go. We can rest it there so she doesn't get tired.
Yeah, it's hard.
Now it's not probably doing that much, but let's just see. Remember, in order for a reflector to do something, the light has to hit it. I know that seems common, but oh yeah, there we go. That's pretty nice. So we've got nice clean shot. We'll shoot a couple like that. Good. Last one. Come back towards me a little bit with your face and chin up a tiny bit right there. All right, one more. Good. And good. Nice. Beautiful. Let me circle back around so people can see me. I probably have to have two cameras next time. We're slacking off with one camera today, guys. Sorry.
Right.
Okay, so yeah, really clean, really simple. I want to talk a little bit about the hair light. So, you know, remember, hair is reflective, and however you're going to aim the hair light is going to affect, you know, based on their hair, is going to look different. So you want to kind of think about what you want the hair to look like. Do you want this like blazing glow? Do you want it to just subtly hit it? Do you want it to add shape and texture? And that will help to determine the angle that you want to put the hair light at. So simple as that. I'll put Erica's information in the description so you guys can follow her. Be sure to subscribe, hit the bell and everything, and I'll see you next time.